for something for you as a mama this Advent to help you focus on the true reason for the season, then I have the answer for you. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Heather, and today I want to share with you something called a mother's education. This is a creation. This is actually a creation of Beth at Little World Wonders. I'll put the link below, but she is taking this from a parents review article, which if you're not a Charlotte Masonite, you may not know. They had a whole bunch of articles that would go out to parents, encourage them, and there's one that mentions a mother's education and talking about um, really just continuing your education as a mother, both to inspire your children that learning is lifelong, and secondly, and probably more importantly, that your cup is filled before you give to your children. You want to have those deep thoughts. You want to still be growing your creativity and your thoughtfulness. And so reading is a wonderful way to do that. And Charlotte Mason has several categories, or four categories really, but Beth has created a program. She has a year-long course, she has seasonal courses, and then she has these liturgical courses, which are Advent and Lent, and those are more Christian-based than the others. They all do follow a Christian thing, but they're not all Christian, if that makes sense. Anyways, so the Advent study goes through several, just preparing your heart for Christmas season. And the reason we celebrate Advent, I don't actually have a tradition in my church. We don't follow Advent as a religion. However, I do follow the Advent season as a time to prepare my heart and mind to focus more on the reason of the season, which is celebrating Christ's birth. Yes, I'm aware Jesus was not born December 25th. Just as you have a birthday party sometimes not on your actual birthday, that's kind of how we view it as a family. We're going to celebrate Jesus. We want to celebrate him every day because he's our Savior. He came to this earth from heaven, left the most wonderful place where there is no sin to come down to this sinful world to save us. And we feel that's worth celebrating whenever you choose to do it. We make a very focused effort at the Advent season, and this year that starts on December 1st. And I'm using Beth's Advent guide. I did use it in partial last year. She had a different version. I have the book list kind of there, show you, but it had a poetry, Bible, devotional, history, nature, lore, literature, motherhood, and I read most of the books. I didn't get through all of them. We had major life crises. We have another major life crisis coming up, so I probably won't finish all of these. I'm going to do the best I can because I really need my heart to be focused on the Lord. And Beth does a great job of curating this book list and creating these guides. So you can buy just her book list for $5, I believe, and get the book list and all of the hymns and the picture studies. So that's an option if you don't want to do the whole thing. The other one is $15. So it's really, you're not breaking the bank and you can use it over and over. And you get this guide, which walks you through all the steps of how to do it. Now, I'm not going to show everything because I don't want to breach her propriety and things like that. But I'm going to show you a quick example here. She didn't tell you how to journal because this is your furthering education, and these do help you grow both as in knowledge, but also just in truly understanding things. And so she talks through how to do different journaling things, how to, you can take and leave, pick what things you want to do. You don't have to do it all. Some handicraft activities. She tells you how to do hymns and picture study. And then she has her book list again with poetry, Bible, devotional, history, nature, lore, literature, and motherhood being the focus. And then she gives some examples about scheduling. She tells you about Advent for those who maybe need a little refresher or want to know about each specific week, a sample schedule, and then I'm going to show you kind of the reading schedule. So next week is pre-reading, and you can see she has boxes for each book, and then she tells you what to read for the week. And then I usually just work from the box grid, but she does provide a weekly if you want to plan it out which day you're going to do it. I am a mood reader, so I usually just use the grid box to do that. But then she has a space for reflections, which is what I really appreciate about this guide, is that space. And I won't show you the rest, but there are hymns and picture studies, which are just beautiful in here, that you as a mother can do. You're welcome to share them with your children. Please share your education with your children. But they're really for you to grow. And I wanted to show you just a few of the books. I have the books here. I'm not going to show you all of them because, again, her book list is a proprietary thing. But I'm going to show you the two I'm most excited about And the first is The Advent of the Lamb of God by Russ Ramsey. I've never read a Russ Ramsey book. I know he did the Rembrandt and the Wind, and then he has a Van Gogh one now. And I really want to read those because I love artist studies and things like that. But The Advent of God by Russ Ramsey does say, what was it? Blah, 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 blah. It just goes through the story of of Jesus, and I'm really excited to try his reading because he is well respected here. The other one is actually one I bought for my birthday and haven't gotten around to reading, which is Jennifer Pepito's Habits for a Sacred Home. And this is kind of the motherhood book, and I'm so excited to read that. I read her other book before mold took it out. But I'm excited about its practices. What is it? Nine practices from history to anchor and restore modern families. So I'm super excited about that. The next book I'm going to show you, I don't actually have the one she recommends, is Louisa May Alcott. It's something about Christmas. I don't have the actual book she got. I couldn't get my hands on it, and I was only willing to spend so much money. Most of my books are from the library. So utilize your libraries, friends, because I promise you, they need your patronage. But I found one that was similar by the same author that hopefully will have some of the same stories in it. And then I own another Louisa May Alcott that has some of the stories in it. So it's basically their short stories for Christmas. But she does have a specific title in there. And so I'm excited to read some of those. I like Louisa May Alcott, but then every now and then she's a little heavy handed with the moralism. So I'm excited to read that, but we'll see. But there are poetry books. A lot of them read as Advent devotional. So that is the difference between this particular study and her normal mother's education. You can read them whenever. You don't have to read them every day. But because it's Advent, they follow the calendar, so you have one for Advent day 1 or December 1st, which actually is the same this year, and so on and so forth. And so that is a little bit different spin from her other mother's education courses. But I'm excited to read through that, go through and reflect it as best as possible. I may not follow the reading schedule so tightly because, like I said, we do have a family, major family event coming. And so that is what I'll be doing for that. The other thing I want to direct you to, and I direct this in my book video, which I don't know about the ordering of how this will show up, but I will have on my booktube, The Reading Mama, a video about my favorite Advent books to read with my kids, as well as my favorite book list. And then also I will have a video about my Advent holiday homeschooling and how we do that as well, if you are interested in those topics. But one that I wanted to share regardless is this from Nancy Kelly at Sage Parnassus. If you don't know Nancy Kelly, you've got to go read her book, her blog posts. They are just life-giving. They are wonderful. And I've had the chance to do an immersion class with her and listen to her speak, and she is just a wealth of knowledge, and so she's just wonderful. But she has this really extensive book list, and I highly recommend you go. It's free. Go to Sage Parnassus. I'll put the link below. Download this book list because it is wonderful. So she has like Advent readings for the family, and I just printed out book list style so that way I can keep it with my Christmas books every year. She has picture books on here, carols and hymns, chapter-ish books, favorite collections, mini books, books for mom, poetry books, anthologies, and so on. And so there's so many books in here. And what we do with this is every year I get about 5 or 6 from my library from this list that we don't own, and we pre-read them, and then I decide, okay, is this one I want to purchase in the future, or is this one maybe just a library? It's not our favorite, or it's not worth the price. We did get some of the art books she recommends from last year, and they were amazing, but I cannot afford them. But they were really amazing, and so there are some great book lists out there, but I really love this one if you're looking for some quality living books. So I highly recommend that. Like I said, otherwise, please check out my video about our favorite holiday books. They may surprise you. It's not the typical holiday book list. And then also how we're doing holiday school, which is also book extensive because that's the Charlotte Mason living that we have. We're a very book focused family. So those videos should be up shortly if they are not already. And if you have any questions about a mother's education and how I will be doing that or how it works, please reach out to me. Reach out to Beth at Little World Wanderers. She is very quick to respond and would be happy to talk to you about it. Thank you so much for watching and have a wonderful holiday season.